I'm Mitchell Grippy, and this presentation is going to be on the culture of Japan. Now, although I've never been, Japan is on top of the list of countries I would love to visit. So for this presentation, I'd like to cover some of the interesting aspects of their culture. Now, first to get off is that Japan is an island nation in the Northwest Pacific off the Asian continent, and it is a prominent country in the modern world. It has both powerful economics and boasts a rich history and culture. Now, for this informative presentation, I'll examine three main aspects of Japanese culture. First, their history, their food, and then finally the values that shape their culture. I hope this presentation gives you a window into a very fascinating country. Now, the first point we're going to cover is their history. In Japan's early history, they were settled by hunter-gatherers from the mainland who formed groups and states and advanced across the islands. Following this, we have the rule by samurai, who are Japanese warriors, and shogun, who are the samurai warlords. They ruled from 1185 to 1868, and they did this to gain control of local governments via military power. In 1331, there was a conflict between the emperors of the time and the warlords, and that resulted in a 100-year civil war. But following this, we come to Japan's Edo period, which is very influential, as it was ruled by the Tokugawa shogun for the next 300 years. And this time was marked by both national growth and isolation, all while increasing their infrastructure and their culture. Now, this finally ended in 1868 with the Harris Treaty with the US. This opened Japan to foreign trade, ending, of course, the isolation, and returned the country back to imperial rule under the Meiji family. And then this period is also marked by industrial growth, foreign involvement, and this can be seen through their increased military power as they invaded the Asian continent and participated in World War I and II. Now, we all know they lost World War II, but following that, they came back to the global stage even stronger as they became a superpower in the worlds of economic and industry. Now we're going to wrap up their history, so let's look over at the food of Japan. First, I'm going to cover some of the staples of Japanese cuisine, and then give you an idea of what you'd expect if you were to visit a traditional Japanese restaurant. Now, rice along with soybean are very popular plants grown in Japan. They can be used in limitless ways in different meals, as well as noodles, which can be paired with a variety of ingredients to produce different dishes, with udon, soba, and ramen being the most popular, and they can be found everywhere. Now, when it comes to seafoods and meats, Japan is one of the largest buyers and suppliers of seafood in the world, and we all know this through one of their most popular dishes that we all love and enjoy, which is sushi. Now, if you experience these foods at a traditional Japanese restaurant, you'll find that it is usually run by one head chef who handles all the ins and outs of the cooking, while his assistants or the apprentices assist him and handle the day-to-day operations and management of the restaurant. So while you're enjoying the food, make sure to appreciate it, as every dish is prepared with care and thought beforehand. And some other manners to keep in mind are that it's polite to slurp and drink the soup. Make sure to finish all of your food, and tipping is considered rude there. Now, this can take us into our final point, which are the values that shape the culture of Japan. We're going to do this by first looking at the central aspects of the society, then carry that over to daily life within the country, and then finally how that influences aspects of their culture, such as aesthetics and fashion. Now, Japanese values are a mix of both traditional ones and ones that they pick up from different Western or Asian societies. Now, some things to keep note are that they admire interdependence, harmony, respect, politeness, and formality. And this can be found within the family unit, as the family unit is central to their societal structure. And when it comes to their day-to-day life, you'll find that it's mostly urban, with school and the workplace being epicenters of that. Now, in Japan, there are 15 major holidays, with New Year's being the most popular. And the Japanese people love elements such as sports, especially baseball. They also love manga or anime, and karaoke. Now, once you look at all these aspects and elements and you carry them into different parts of their culture, such as fashion, you'll find more values which are traditional to their design, like wabi, sabi, and zen. All these emphasize beauty, form, simplicity, and uniqueness. And this carries on into some of the most popular design styles that have come out of Japan, such as the kimono, the wabi-sabi style, as we mentioned, and street fashion, each with their own set of sub-styles and different aspects. Now, this is largely influenced, and they influence the rest of the world, such as the US and the French. Again, we get to see that Japan just takes their history and mixes it in with others. Now, finally, as we've seen, Japan is a country whose history and values have shaped a one-of-a-kind culture that influences and impacts the rest of the world. I hope this presentation has helped to paint a picture of some of the unique aspects of Japan and informed you on the history, food, and decisive values of the country. Now, again, hopefully you're just as inspired to visit the people and places as I am. Thank you.